Hope somebody shows up. Everybody's fucking pissed off at me, man. Fucking.
Morning, how you doing?
Stephen, how are you?
Good, 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 thank you. Yeah, not bad.
It might just be you and I today, but it's all right.
It's all right. I was watching your thing on I was watching your stuff on YouTube, so I've just been doing it over the last 2-3 days. So
Oh,
yeah.
good. Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I've been recording it because I've been having to run some errands during the day. So
Yeah.
normally I do it, but every day. But yeah, good. I'm glad. I want Caesar to change the name to, instead of BJJ Drills, to BJJ Gains. Like, I want to really get across the emphasis of, because it's like, if you start the word drills, you go boring, right?
Yeah.
Like, it just has this air like, oh, it's like a big long warm up, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I think I think it might be better to do it that way, because it's weird though, because I'm over 30, so obviously I'm a bit more different when I'm I'm a bit more kind of I think about training a bit more.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's just like those concepts, like the rolling hips concept. That's amazing, because Cez was showing us some like advanced guard passes.
Yeah,
You know, the back step slam. So
yeah,
yeah, so that you know, I could see some of the stuff that Caesar was teaching, and it was just kind of like, yeah, I found it really useful. So yeah.
yeah. That's it. And if you think about it, yeah, that rolling hips thing. I don't remember ever really learning it much before that. It was always like you learn the pass, right?
Yeah.
And the rolling hips was like one of the sort of segments of the sort of technique, right? Like, there's 5 things you've got to do. It's this, and that was like one. But it seems to be more principle based than that. I mean, it seems to be really prevalent, actually. If you think about all passing, there's always this hip rolling. So good. Well, we'll get started, guys. Hey, Lucas. Sure you can hear me there. We'll get started in a couple minutes. Let me just get a charger real quick. Hold on. Okay. Just give it another 2 minutes, guys, and then we'll get going here in case anybody else joins a little late. So, because if I'm in the moves, I can't really see them trying to get in. So I'm told. Hold on. God dang it. 2 seconds.
Yeah, it might be worth getting the name changed though. Yeah, like a suggestion is, because I was in another lesson just before this, and there are people around. So
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. And the name can, you know, if the name of the class is really pointing to sort of specific goal, then that's sort of, I think maybe people are more prone to that. But anyway, we'll get going right now, guys. So I've got it on Facebook, this on Facebook Live as well. Thanks everybody at Grand Union for coming along. So this class, I was just talking to Stephen out there in Brighton, and he said, and I said, well, what do you think about changing the name of the class from Solo Drills, which is quite a common name, to maybe BJJ Gains? So I think we're going to change the name. I'm going to talk to Caesar about that. The new class will be called, this class will be called BJJ Gains. Why? Because really, with our time off here in lockdown, you know, we don't have you know, if you're a solo person isolating yourself, you don't have a partner to train with, right? So there's no sense in really practicing moves that involve a partner. Now, you get a dummy, but dummies are good too, yeah, but it's not the same as a live person because it's not going to react, which is fine too, though, because that's for positional stuff. It makes sense, but this class is really designed to really concentrate on our connection to the actual mat, okay, to the floor, because that is present in all matches, right? And our ability to move on it with more fluidity is paramount. In addition, we might as well do our conditioning with the mat in more of a grappling way, right? Like, triathletes can come into the gym and they'll gas in sparring because it's different muscle groups. So we're going to try and do more conditioning where it's just grappling based with the ground. So we're using those muscles, our diaphragms getting compressed in certain ways that are similar to grappling, okay? So we want to improve that in conditioning, or at least sustain the conditioning. At least sustain the conditioning until we get back. But we want to make gains in the actual movements on the mat, like a bridge. If we can get 15 or 20% more extension on the bridge, more explosiveness on the bridge, that's going to make us 15 or 20% harder to hold down, right? If our shrimping is 15 or 20% more powerful and more fluid, it's going to be better at defending. If our rolling hips are more fluid and quicker and faster, 15, 20%, we're going to be able to pass better, okay? So it's just numbers and repetition. So it could be kind of boring, but hey, we're going to use this time, at least we'll make our gains here. So when we get back, at least we have gained in some way some skills that'll help us, and hopefully sustained at least the conditioning. We're not going to be able to beat sparring conditioning, you can't, but at least we can sustain it. Okay, real quick, I like to go over the news real quick, of the news of the day. I mean, everybody's probably watched a lot of news, but I like to say good news of the day. Good news of the day, well, here in Spain, we're unlocking tomorrow, but very phased one, like you can go for a run. I don't know if anybody knows, but Spain has the worst lockdown, the whole world. We're not even allowed to go jogging. So now we can go jogging for 1 hour a day at set times and all that kind of stuff. So phase one. Phase two will be a little better. Let's see. I don't know if a lot of people know, but in the UK, there was, they had 18 straight days where the solar panels, because there was a lot of apparently sunny weather over there, 18 straight days where there was 0 coal burnt. That's kind of cool. No coal was burnt for 18 days to generate electricity. It was all solar powered. So that shows you that it can be possible. Let's see. Also, we have, lastly, if you guys have all heard about my festival in Mallorca in October, check it out. It's still a go. It's, 5.5 months away, so that's the good news. And they're already opening up the hotels. Going to be the phases are going to open up the hotel slowly. So fingers crossed. If you want some information on that, let me know. But let's get to this workout. Just to describe it really quick, we're going to start off with a sun salutation that I do before every competition, which is more based on opening the this sort of cavity area here with some bends, because that's where your lungs are. And if you open up that area, maybe you give your lungs a little more room to open up. And for competitions, when everybody's bouncing around and jumping jacks and everything, it seems to be burning a lot of energy in my book. And you could be just sort of zenning out a little bit and trying to relax, but still getting warmed up, if that makes any sense. So I'll do this for an hour over and over and over and over again. So we'll start with that. Then we're going to slowly go into the gains, the drills, okay, the techniques, and then we're going to do some strength and conditioning. And then we're going to end it with some hip opening exercises. Remember, these, to have a good guard is to have a guard that is flexible. So if you're going to concentrate on flexibility, it's getting those hips flexible. So hopefully we can make 15, 20% better gains there, right? Okay, good. Let's start out with standing up. We're going to put our hands together as such. Okay. Well, let me just do something with we're going to stick them above our head. Hold on. Okay. Good. Above our head. Our biceps and our ears, and we're putting our feet about shoulder length apart. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're just shooting backwards straight as we can. And now we're going to stretch to the ceiling like we're lengthening our spine. Big inhale and slowly let the air out as you come to one side. Try to keep those arms straight. You'll definitely feel, you should be bending like basically your sternum's bending to the side. Chin's back. You're not bending forward. Chin's back. Yeah, good. That's it. Excellent. Excellent. Hold it there. 5, 4. Push it farther. 3, 2, and 1. Good. And back to the middle. Inhale, stretch to the ceiling, long spine, and let's come to the other side. That's it. Good. Now let's hold that position there. Could be a bit difficult to breathe. That's okay. Let's count here. 3, 2, 1, and let's come back up to the middle. Good. Now, again, straight into the ceiling again. Biceps in our ears, our arms are straight. We're going to look to the back of the room and try and do a back bend here and hold it with our using our stomach muscles. Let's go. Back. Hold it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, back to the middle. Good. Now we're going to come to a front fold. Right, just come right down. Slight bend in the knees. Here we go. Hang. Just relax your head. We're not trying to fold hard here. We're just letting the blood come to our brain. We're dangling our arms, relaxing the neck. Breathing. If we want to reach around and grab the calves, we just have to pull ourselves in between our legs and keep the knees bent. So you really feel it here in the hamstring. Good. All right, let's put our hands on the mat. And we're going to jump back to plank. Okay, good. We're not going to hang out and plank too long because a lot of the class, the rolling hips, for example, we're planking anyway. So we're going to come down, point our toes, and we're going to come up to upward dog. And again, so as you can see, we've taken our sternum and our back and we've bent it left, right, forward, center, back, forward, left, right, center. Okay? And that's like a glow stick. One of those glow sticks, you kind of break it open and hopefully we're waking our body up, right? Now, toes in the mat. We're going to come to down dog. So I just do this and just breathe before competitions. Put a hoodie on, get really nice and warm, and just do this instead of getting all nervous. Good. Now let's jump back up to a fold. And visualize. As if it's like a boiling pot in the stomach. You're just slowly boiling up your fight juices. All right, let's come up. Yeah, that's it. Reach to the top there. Good. All right, let's sit down on our mat here. I'm gonna move this camera a bit here. Good. Now, let's just move our shoulders a little bit. Okay. Do a little bit of rolling shoulders, and you can just do this on the ground. You don't have to go far here, okay? Well, all we're going to do here is just on your mat, just try and go back a few feet like this, and then come forward using your shoulders to walk. Okay? Go forward, then go backward. Even if it's just a couple steps, but use your. I mean, I kind of like to think of it as like a back that's crawling, right? Right? If you're ever getting stacked, right? You got a triangle on somebody. This ever happened to you? You got a triangle on somebody, or there's double underhook passing you. You've got to walk out of there. Right? You walk out to take the pressure off your neck. Part of this class is going to be about safety too, right? If you want to get good at jiu-jitsu, you got to stay on the mat, right? So remember, back walking is a technique that you use to escape any pressure on your neck. If you can back walk out of there, you get to safety. I'll probably finish a triangle from the angle. Good. Let's look at neck twist. This is also huge maintenance stuff right here. Our head's off the mat. If you want to keep your neck from getting hurt, you can't do that 100%, but you can help by building the muscles and support around your neck. No question about it. Okay? So if you do this every day, that's going to keep you on the mat. Here's what we do. Head up off the mat. We're going to go ear to shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way, full range. 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that head off the mat. Now we're going to go full range, left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Keeping that neck strong. Think about it. Sometimes you post on your head. Sometimes you're passing. A knee comes right hits you right in the face and you can feel a vertebrae just slip out. Strong neck could make the difference between keeping it in place. Okay, huge difference actually. Great. Let's look at butt scooting, right? Whoever thought this was going to be an actual martial art technique, but it is. It's more of a limbo spot, right? Definitely huge in self-defense. MMA, you see guys go like this, they get knocked down, they always end up in this position. But it's a good place to be. We got a hand out. We're just going to work on our butt scooting back. We're going to drag one leg. This is our first concept with going right hand arm and left foot, right? This whole idea of our body moving on the mats with opposite side limbs, okay? So that's forward. Let's go forward again. 1, 2, 3. This hand's just there as like, just in case something comes flying in, right? From a self-defense aspect. In jiu-jitsu, you may not want to stand up, and this is our ability to start moving. It's also waking our wrists up to the mat. Let's try the other side. One hand up. We're dragging one leg. Now we're going to use our feet to pull ourselves forward. Okay, let's go back. We'll go forward. Okay, good. Let's go back with 2 hands. This is a rare one, but it happens. Wouldn't really do that. Right here. Let's go back with this concept again. Opposite side arm, opposite side foot, right? Just like we were coming back in that butt scoot, now we're going to come forward with a jumping butt scoot. So look, here's my foot. I'm going to throw it forward and grab at the mat. Okay? I can turn around, throw my foot forward, and grab at the mat. That's it. You're throwing it, right? Kicking it right through. Kicking it right through. And now I can jump a meter in 1 second, right? You can really start to jump around here. Seems crazy. But you may not want to get up. You may want to jump and roll into a leg attack. Okay, so let's move around our space here. But jumping moves here. Okay, good. Good. Forward tech ups. Why is this important? You're sparring with somebody and they're on top of you right here. See this ankle? They're in combat base. You're on your back. You're here. You're fighting. You got your knee shield up. Imagine that ankle I just pointed to. If you pick it up, quick 2 points. Right? You can use your hands if you want to get up or try and do it without. Both are good. Trying to keep your hand off the mat is always the best, but you know, sometimes you have to put your hand down. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is also waking our hips up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is beginning our mobility and fluidity with the mat here. This type of movement. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, if you have a problem sitting like this on your legs, a lot of people will have some painful in their ankle, somewhere in the knee. Then you want to concentrate on getting to a point where you can sit like this and it doesn't hurt. It helps, right? Because it's a base. It's a type of base. You have this knee as like a pillar that's sort of cutting through your guard. So it's a position you want to get good to. Okay. Let's look at the technical stand. Again, opposite side hand, opposite side foot, except instead of throwing ourselves in the butt scoot, we're pulling the leg through to stand up. Right? Technical stand. Right? You'll see the Diaz brothers do this when they get knocked down. They're trying to get their wits about it. They sit in this open guard. Maybe they butt scoot a bit. Nobody wants to go in their guard because their jiu-jitsu is so good. Once they're ready to go, eyes on their opponent, hands up, and they stand up. Let's go. 1, hands up. Just in case that's the most vulnerable part of the stand-up is right here. That's the most vulnerable part, but at least this hand might catch something coming in. They might get hit. You got to get up. Sometimes if you want to get up, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Let's look at our bridges. I'm going crazy on these bridges. Okay? We're going to start off with a basic bridge drill, but we have to approach these bridges not just as a warm-up, oh, I can't wait till sparring happens in the class. We want to get our hips up higher every day. We want to get up on our toes better every day, and we want to really imagine more explosion coming and developing it. So bring our feet closest to our butt, put our hands up like this, and we're just going to reach over, hips up, and reach across our body. 2. We're just going to do it. Get those hips up as high as you can. 3. Really think about how high your hips are going, and if you can get them going higher. 5, 6, 7. You know, put maybe half the weight on your head and half the weight on your shoulders. 9, 10. It's also strengthening the back of your neck right now. 10, 12, 13, 14. A bridge. 15. In jiu-jitsu, we're all grappling. 16. It's an explosive move. There's not as much finesse to it. It's one shot. You got one shot to get out, and that's your one chance to give everything you got. 19, 20. The more range you have, the more explosion you'll have. 5 more. Let's do 10 more quick. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop those hips up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Let's imagine we're in mount. That means somebody's sitting on our chest, and that's a very bad place for us. We're going to imagine we're trapping an arm. So just go like this with your hands, like you're trapping one of their wrists. We're trapping their back leg with one of our feet, and we're going to bridge over our shoulder and come to our knees by stepping over. So now we're in their closed guard, which is a lot better than mount, right? And the faster, more sudden this is, when you get to get an explosive at it, the better chance you'll have of getting out of this horrible, horrible position. Keep going. 2, 3, 4. Really arch that back. 5, and come over. If you can, I don't know if you're able to on some. Sometimes it's harder on certain surfaces. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right, now we're going to add another element to it. A little harder to do, but we're going to bridge step over and try and roll in place. Right? We're not slamming, we're rolling. So look, bridging, stepping over. I'm on my hands and knees, and I'm going to roll right over the shoulder in place. Okay? Bridge, step over. Bridge up, step over, and then try and roll in place if you can. Yeah. Keep going. Step over. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9, and 10. Good. Good. Okay, let's look at gambas, shrimps, prawns, whatever you want to call them, wherever part of the world you're from. We're not going to count, we're just going to do them. Again, this is something that's just got to be very smooth as we do it. Take our hips off. If we take our hips off the ground, lift them up a little bit, just off the ground, just a millimeter off the ground, but easier to move. But here are my hips, now they're over there. Here's my hips, now they're over there. My hands are framing right in the face. Done. You wouldn't see this in judo or wrestling, as the back there is as a point thing. But in jiu-jitsu, it is a defensive move for guard retention. This is the keystone of guard retention. And what's really important to remember is not just the hips moving, but this frame. Right? You might be framing a wrist, framing in the face. You might be framing their chest. Look, both hands right in their face. Okay, good. Let's do some actual guard retaining scenarios. Okay, on your back, leg comes over, using that gamba to completely turn, face, and step over. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, big step over with the opposite side. 10. There you go. That's what it works, right? So what's happening is, look, the pressure's coming this way. We're framing at our pressure, and we're stepping with this leg to block, right? Again, the leg comes over. I'm turning towards, framing him in the face, moving my hips back to get room and step over and catch something, whatever it is, their leg, whatever. Catch something to help straighten me out. Good. That's almost more important if they're standing passing. Sometimes if they're low passing, there's no time to turn. I'm going to continue on this way, get up on my shoulder, and roll towards the pressure. Yeah. Yeah, just fall to the side, and then you're going to try and get up on your shoulder. This is the pivotal moment. Actual pun. You roll it over. So in your space, just start rolling around like this. This is a fundamental movement in guard retention. This ability to roll around over the shoulder. And look, ooh, you run right at my guard. You're the pressure. The pressure's coming at me. I roll up, but you catch my guard. Keep rolling. That's what they call jiu-jitsu rolling. Let's roll. Because we're rolling. We're rolling. A little bit longer. In the space they can. Just getting up. That's it. Okay, good. So, let's look at the last one. We'll have a drink of water here. We've got to be able to invert, with bending our legs. We're trying to roll to the other side of our mat or our space, however we can possibly do it. Okay, we're going to just basically roll from one side to the other on our shoulders, if we can. If we have a hard time getting up on our shoulders, pretty good, Steve. Really good. We can always just go on our back like this. That's the beginner way to do it, is to just go on your back like that, and then eventually, as you get better, you'll get up on your shoulders, not on your neck. You get up on your shoulders, and you'll do this roll. How is this important? You're the pressure, you're passing this side of me. I come invert over, block with this foot. And if you keep going, I roll with you. Or if we're inverted, I can throw reverse triangles from the inversion itself. A couple more. We'll do 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Go ahead, some water. Switching or hip outs. Okay? It's not a hip escape, it's a hip out. Or sit out, sorry. Everybody's got a different name for all these things. All right, here's a hip escape. Well, not a hip escape, sorry, a hip out. It's a switch. More very wrestling based, jiu-jitsu, but remember, jiu-jitsu is everything. Jiu-jitsu is wrestling, jiu-jitsu is judo, jiu-jitsu is sambo, it's all, jiu-jitsu is everything. So this would be more for your ability to start scrambling. We're going to start working more from like a top position type of thing now, right? We were working on our back there before. Now we're looking to work on the top. We're essentially coming up through here, and look, we're stepping through. Look, again, this opposite side hand to opposite side foot concept, right? It's happening again, our ability to move on the mat. Okay, so look, on my toes, and I'm stepping through. That's it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's look at how to use it. Like somebody would be on top of us, we're internal. This is not a good place to be. Okay, we're going to switch out and try and take their back. Okay, so that's why, for the sake of the drill, we'll do it on our hands for now. I'm going to step through, pop my head back, which hopefully knocks them that way and knocks me that way. Right, creating enough space for me to come over the top and secure the back. Pop out, walk around. It's basically walking sideways. It's the best way to describe it. We're walking sideways. Okay. Imagine as you do it quicker, it's got to be an explosive move. Pop, pop, pop. You're popping out of there. You're exploding out with suddenness. And now we're starting to really we're starting to crawl on the mat in the correct way now. Our feet, our knees, our everything. Do 2 more. 1 and 2. Good. Good, good, good. With a partner, I can show you what that exactly means. Let's go rolling hips now. So this is a principle in passing principle in jiu-jitsu is if you want to control your opponent, get a hold of their hips somehow. Control their hips, and that's going to greatly slow them down, right? So vice versa, if we're attacking and penetrating, we don't want our opponent to grab ours or control ours. But if we keep them spinning, then it becomes a very hard target to try and grab. It's hard to stick onto. I've described it before like this. Imagine this cup, it's spinning, right? If it's spinning and I push and I try and touch it, my hands roll off, right? Because it's spinning. If it stays still and I touch it, look, my hands sort of stick to it. And now I've got some control. That's kind of how controlling the hips works. Okay? Now let's just start with this drill first on our hands and knees for now. Okay? And we're trying to get range in our twist here. We're going to step back. So we're twisting our hips, and then we're coming to this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can really take that leg and throw it over. 5, 6, 7. So our ability to twist better here. 8. And our hips. 9, 10. Will allow us to get a bigger roll. Now that's the back step. Let's just look at the instep real quick. Right? I went that way, back stepping this way. We can also instep, which is this. In, step. In, step. That's it. Which one? In, step. Okay, so our hips are here and I moved them up. I actually advanced. Right? And it's important to look at the feet. The feet interact with the mat. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Instepping. Now, back stepping again, but back step slam. Okay? You've got your upper part of your body through the guard, you still got your bottom half. That's where they get you, right? That's where they get a deep half on you. Because they've triangled your legs in some way, they're grabbing them. Look, we're gonna back step and slam. right? We just crush their ankles and move back up. Back step slam, if you can. Back step slam, and then regain your side control. Yeah, all you're doing is you're back stepping, but just dropping the hips. The hips will be heavy. You can imagine if they got their legs and their knees in there, it's not going to be able to hold it. It's going to bust open that triangle on your hand. Let's look at the instep. Same thing. Instep. Look, an instep, drop the hips and then come up. 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 Again, drop the hips, come up. Now, of course, as you're passing, right? There's many ways to pass, but oftentimes you might go left, you might go right, you might go left, you might go left, you might go right, you might go left, you might go right. So if you spin left and right, or if you're attacking both sides of the guard, but also rolling the hips back and forth, I mean, it's becoming a crazy target now, right? Because they haven't latched on to you yet, right? So let's try this now. Let's try a instep with a back step. Let's mix it. Instep, back step. We're not dropping the hips, we're just getting the footwork, right? Instep, back step, right? Instep, back step, right? Instep, back step. Let's try back step, instep. Back step, instep. Back step, instep. Back step, instep. Let's try a back step and then an instep smash, right? Back step, instep smash. Back step, instep smash. Let's try an instep smash and then a back step. So we've broken the guard and now we're just clearing everything out of there. Instep smash, roll everything out of there. Instep smash, roll everything out of there. Instep smash, roll everything out of there. Okay, so whether you're smashing or not, you don't have to smash because sometimes you're just using it to roll out of there, to move out, to cover ground, to get out. Sometimes you're using it to smash and then move around, right? So play with that. Really, really important. Excellent. Let's look at some, again, opening our hips up. Fluidity with the mat. This is the drill that you want to do, okay? And if you can't quite get it right, you got to get it. It takes time sometimes. We're coming up to that tech stand, and this is where the knees get a little funny. I'm coming down to an S mount, right? Now look, this is where, if you can use your hands now to start up, if you need help getting up, you might have to lift this leg up, go to here, right? I'm coming back down here. And look, I want to eventually not be able to use my hands. I'm starting to use my legs to stay up without falling down. So I'm starting to use my legs differently than they evolved, right? They evolved to walk on the soles, that's it. But now we're using it in a different way. Why is it important in jiu-jitsu or grappling for that matter, is that it's going to allow you to win scrambles better. If you have the dexterity in the legs to do this, and to feel comfortable with your feet and everything touching the ground, and feeling comfortable moving this way, it'll allow you to win scrambles. For example, if there's your opponent tries to sweep you, you both go down. Somebody's got to get up quicker. If you're able to get up quicker, you'll win the position. Okay? And it's also just a good way to connect all the parts of your legs to the mat right now. My ankles, the top of my feet, the bottom of my feet, the sides of my feet, the side of my knees, the top of my knees, the shin, everywhere. If you think about it, everywhere is getting touched somewhere, right? At some point in this move. Good. Okay. Let's do the fun stuff now. If there's one technique I can teach, if you can only teach one, it would be the shot, the wrestling shot, right? We're going to line up here. We're going to go from side to side. Our knees are coming, both are coming down. Both knees are coming down, right? So it's not this. We're not doing that. We're going down like this. We're going both knees down and up. 1, 2, 3. Reach down. 4. This is where you shoot for a double leg. Grab both legs and stand up with them, and they go down. You dump them. Grab both legs. Remember, you can't use your jiu-jitsu until you get to the ground. Other side. You can also pick up a heel. Stand up with it. Imagine that. Coming down, you're picking up a heel. Right? Ankle pick. Ankle pick. Stand up with it. You got the single leg. Ankle pick. Stand up with it. Now, it might feel funny on your toes, right? But that's why you just got to do it thousands of times. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. Have some water. Okay, so now we're just going to work on some general fitness stuff that's applicable to jiu-jitsu, okay? You'll see there's a lot of leg stuff, because if you want to get good at double legs, the shots and wrestling, it's all about leg strength. Everything's about leg strength in that. Okay. We're going to start off on our back. We're going to work on the stomach first, okay? And if you're new to the class, if you've never done it, you're just going to go like this and just try and lock what's called the triangle. See, that's a triangle. You can just throw your legs out and just do this, right? How does the triangle work? You're just bringing it straight down. For now, just to there, the triangle. Everybody else, hands to the side, and we're locking our triangle up there, where their neck is, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And try and twist the hips if you can. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. This is a technical stand to stand up. Yeah. Now, fun stuff. Just legs, legs, legs. You want to get good at a wrestling shot, which is the most important technique I think in all of fighting. Then you just got to have strong legs. Okay, so we're going to go in our wrestling position. We're down low, ready to go. We're going to go down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can even take a hand and reach out like you're picking an ankle. 5, 6. You're just picking an ankle. There it is. It could just be right there. 8. You're standing up with it. 9. Pick that ankle. 10. 10. 9. 8. You'd be so close. Surprised how close they are sometimes. 5, 4, 3. Passing it right to the other one. 2. Passing it to the other hand so you can stand up. 1. Good. Oh, finish with the double leg. There you go. Other foot forward. Let's go. 1, 2. Pick that. Just sweep it. 3. Sweep it. Pick it up and stand up with it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shot. Good. All right. Let's go. Legs and lungs, just regular squats. Just strengthening our legs here. 1, 2. Really concentrate on the butt muscles. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, do a quick little shot. Good. You can. All right. We do 30 push-ups. Do them on your knees to get the reps if you need. That's the important thing. We're doing regular. We're mix. Ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands and knee on our stomachs. Arm bar, leg bar, arm bar, leg lock finishes. Or knee bar finishes. There, ready? Let's go. 1, 2. Really arching our back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bend, back bend. 8, 9. Using those muscles back there. 10. The butt muscles, lower back, shoulders. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Now we're going to finish the arm bar with a big arching back move. 5 seconds. Ready? Get set, go. Finish the arm bar. Good. That's it. Have water. Remember that last one. I know it looks weird because it doesn't look like you're doing much, but as you bend your back backwards, sometimes if you got an arm bar and the technique's not just right, if the technique's right, it'll be easy to finish, but it doesn't always fall in place that way, okay? So sometimes you just got to go for it and power out an arm bar, okay? And that movement we just did right there will give you more power in that position. It'll actually give you more arching back power to pull the lever of an arm bar or a knee bar. Maybe you get the tap. Maybe you're also not as tired after if you don't finish it because you've built those muscles up. One key point on arm bars, just always remember this forever, is keeping the knees together. That's the biggest mistake. If you just squeeze the knees together on an arm bar, everything gets tighter. I don't even understand how. It just does because the knees are coming inward. It makes it tighter, okay? Okay, good. Okay, triangles again. This will be the last set, and then we'll have our stretch out. Okay. Hands bar side, legs out, and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Technical standing it up. Good. Resting position. One leg forward. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Swipe that ankle. 6. Pick it up. 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. So then you grab the fabric of the pants. 11, 12, 13, 14. And the other hand support it. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, I'll forget the double leg. We'll just go regular. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Pass it to the other hand. 4, 5. Right? 6. 2 hands on the heel. 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Try and get a shot room if you can. Good. Regular squats, legs and lungs. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A little bit of a shot. Good. Push-ups on your knees to get the reps if you need to, or regular. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more. And good. All right. On bar finishers, using these muscles behind us. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like you're skydiving. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's hold it now. Long 5 seconds, like we're finishing arm bar. Knees together, knees together. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. All right, has water. That last one, we're going maximum those last 5 seconds. Is to really go maximum to where you can't go any further, and you're holding it. Okay, the fun part is here. Oh. You get the timer. We're gonna work on our. I'll just estimate. Work on our stretching. We're gonna hold it for long periods of time. Let's get in position, then I'll start the mental clock in this case. Put your work side forward. Right? So one leg forward, one leg back. We're going to work on the splits. Right? And we'll start right now. You can have your hands to the side. If you have a hard time even getting in this position, you can also do this as a backup. You can also go like this to start out. That helps, like on your knee. Okay? Not, start here. Okay? We're just stretching our legs out. Right in the hips and the groin. This is my worst side. You might have a worse side. And this one feels like I'm getting stabbed in the hip with a knife. The other side doesn't happen. But remember, a flexible guard is a hard guard to pass. You know, I've seen guys come in that, for whatever reason, maybe traditional martial arts where they work a lot more on flexibility. They have the ability to do the flips. And I mean, when I'm talking guys with extreme flexibility, it didn't take long for them. They didn't have any other skills, but it didn't take long for them to figure out how to use their guard in a flexible way. And they're pretty hard to pass right away. You know, if they stay on their back. Hold that position. I'm not a professional yoga teacher, but this is how I've looked at it. How you want to get to doing the splits, you basically need to do longer holds of actually doing the splits or trying to do the splits, right? In hopes that you get a little bit further as you go along. Okay. Our bodies are heated up, so that's good news. Right. Keep holding it. You want to make it hurt a little bit, for sure. A little bit longer. I mean, flexibility can help your game without just any actual technique. Just that alone will improve your jiu-jitsu in, well, guard defense and injury. So let's just finish this and I'll explain more. All right, let's go to the other side. Unlock that side. Let's put the other leg forward. Right. The other leg forward, and then we're going to hold this pose for a while. This side's a little better for me, much easier, a lot less painful. We'll go further. So keeping the whole body flexible is super important because of the, obviously the more flexibility in your whole body, the less tight things will pull and hurt you. So having that elasticity throughout the whole body is huge. But if you spend extra time on your hips, then it'll actually help with the actual defensive guard, because it allows you to pull the leg into a space that's about to be closed and cut them off. That's essentially it. Holding it. Keep holding it. Really give it a good push. I'm gonna make gains in this position. We've got to really push the limits here. Just pulling apart the hips. Pulling apart the hips. All right, so 20 more seconds. And after this, we've got 2 more stretches and then we'll be done. Okay, that's good. Let's sit down on our butt and then just work the kinks out like this. You might feel some tightness in your hips there. Just move them like this, just to sort of clear the stickiness out of them. I keep doing that. Clearing it out there. Good. We're going to continue on with the splits. Again, we're just splitting open our hips. That's what we're doing here. We're going to do it for a while here. So we're going to put our legs apart as far as we can. Use our hands to spider walk our legs back. Yeah. Spider walk the legs back. And then reaching behind our butt, pushing our hips forward. Pushing our hips forward. And you should feel the stretch right in there, really good. Try and getting those legs as far as parts where you can reach behind your butt and push yourself forward if you can. That's possible. If not, if you're feeling the stretch really, really hard, you don't have to do that anymore. I can't really go much further than that. And then we're going to really try and pull, really feel the stretch in there and create some pain. Create some pain, splitting these hips open. One of those things you just only wish you were a kid. Well, there's lots of things you wish you did when you were a kid, but that would have been the time to maintain the flexibility, right? Some of us are in our 30s and 40s, body's been not doing this for a while, so all of a sudden we're throwing splits at it, and it's like it's got a long way to go, but it's a daily thing. I think on average, a person could get the splits down all the ways in 6 months if they worked on it every day. I think that's the statistic. Keep going. Keep going. Got about 45 more seconds here. And that's why it's really important to not just do this stretch. I definitely follow, if you're on the Grand Union platform, to follow Jack Clover, one of our jiu-jitsu instructors in Mallorca Bjj. And you know, he does yoga for jiu-jitsu, so it's really designed for the mental side of things, but also for, you know, strengthening and making flexible the parts of the body where you might get a lot of grappling pressures, right? So it's important to think about it that way. So I would really, really highly recommend that you, well, do this class every day and do a full, at least an hour of full body yoga, right? Really concentrating on that kind of core strength, flexibility. Those two things alone right there, man, if you did that every day, by the time you come out of the lockdown, you're gonna have some huge gains, huge gains. Okay, 10 more seconds, really make it hurt. All right, let's pull it in and let's try it. Let's get back to that little hip. Get the kinks out with the hip there. Yeah. Move the hips around a little bit. The hips, on the hip socket, you'll feel it. Might hear a little crack. Good, good. All right, let's try and do the butterfly. This is the last pose. Really now, we're really focusing more on that hips even more. And we're putting our feet together like so. And we're really going to use, if our knees are up here, we're going to take our elbows and we're really chunking these down, trying to come forward. And obviously, we're just trying to split this straight down, right? And you really want to get to the point where you can get your knees all the way flat like this. And I'm just going to do that because my elbow's in reach. And start to bend forward and really, really feel that stretch in the groin. You know, hold that. Really make it hurt. Let me push this hard. It's so important, this flexibility in the hips. I mean, I believe Eddie Bravo doesn't give a black belt until you pass a flexibility test as part of his thing. Of the hips mainly. Because if you know a lot of those guys, they can put their legs behind their head, but then like, you know, all the way, spin it all the way around. Because of that rubber guard system that they play, you've got to, you really can't do rubber guard if you don't have flexible hips. Let's just say that. It's not going to happen. You have to have that. You have to have those mechanisms in your hips to do rubber guard. And it is a very effective technique. Keep banging forward, making it hurt. We got about 30 more seconds here. 10 more seconds. Let's get the last stretch to really cause a little pain. Separate it. Those hips. Imagine how good your guard could be when these get really flexible. Just that alone. The things you'll be able to do, the options you'll get, the new options you're going to have are going to be, is just going to open up. Your game will get so much more difficult to pass. Okay. All right. Stop there, guys. Okay. All right. Let's get the kinks out a little bit. Ah. That's it. Dexterity in the hips, flexibility in the hips. So great for guard and safety. All right. Well, guys, Lucas, Steve, thanks for joining me, man.
Thank you.
I'll see you guys next Friday, and everybody else that's watching or the recorded version, have a great weekend, and spirits up. You know, we'll all get through this. We'll all be on the mat someday. Okay. I hope to roll with you two guys soon. All right. When I see you in the UK. Okay.
Take care. Cool.
Bye. Bye, guys. Take care. Bye, everybody. Because